Blog Talk Radio.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish and I am the host of this program. Well, thank you so much. Our show is about, what we like to do, I should say, is we love to showcase women and the people that are supporting them who are doing incredible things around the world. I have the opportunity to talk to amazing women for the last 9 years on our network. And you can listen to all of those shows on iTunes and at our website at divasthatcare.com. So for any of you that have just tuned in for the very first time, our show, as I said, has been running for 9 years, but we also have 11 hosts on our program that interview women. And all these stories are absolutely inspirational and they're empowering. And they really pull at our heartstrings. So I hope that you're able to check them all out. And today's guest, we're going to be interviewing for the very first time. And I'm really excited because this amazing, and I'm going to welcome her to our Diva family, is doing some extraordinary things out there that I know that you're going to love to hear about. And I bet you're going to love to take home with you and maybe do something similar to that in your area. So welcome to our show, Elizabeth Eckenhorn. I'm very excited to have you.
Hi, thank you. How are you, Candace?
I'm really good. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly.
Yeah, it's Eichhorn. I'm sorry. I know it's I tell people I married into it. It's not always mine, but it's so interesting because I got married into it, and so everyone pronounces it a little differently. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Isn't that the heart the thing too? Oh, I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
So yeah, it's so funny because I got into it. I think it's German for acorn, and so I'm Elizabeth Squirrel is what it translates to now.
Elizabeth Squirrel. Anyway. Well, we love that. Well, yeah, Elizabeth, would you mind, because this is your first time on the Divas Network, we would love to hear about you. Can you share something about yourself with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Candace, for having me on. I'm excited to be here today and just excited to tell you all, just who I am. So I am a girl from Texas originally and now live in Los Angeles, where I love being outdoors where I can and hiking, and I have always wanted to continue to grow who I am in certain areas of my life. Like I have never just had one hobby. I want to be good at all these different things. So I remember when I was younger, I heard about, that idea of like a Renaissance person. I heard about that when I was in, I think, like 3rd or 4th grade, and thought, oh, great, I am going to continue to just explore anything and everything that I can. So I tell people that I don't really have hobbies, but I think that my hobby is exploring. So if that's new coffee shops, or if that's new restaurants, or if that's just something new, I love doing things like that. And I love my family. Like, that is who I am to my core. And that is both my blood and my chosen family. So those are people who I have absolutely come to, because I didn't have family out in Los Angeles, so I had to create my own in this way. So I've gotten to be able to do that and really push forward in what I do. And another little bit about me is I love the world of food and sustainability. That is a huge thing. And I was in grad school, or when I was in grad school, I got diagnosed with celiac disease and poured most of my time and energy into researching and exploring the food industry, especially here in the U.S., because there's just a lot of stuff that goes into our food system that we're not aware of, or ingredients that are not that get taken out. So I got diagnosed with celiac disease. Then I got diagnosed with a corn allergy, which is a very strange thing to have because most of the world is made of corn. And so I poured my entire life into this, and I actually started a catering company based off of my own personal needs, realizing that I couldn't eat for myself, so I had to learn how to do that and figured other people need help too. So that's how my first business began, was this idea of I needed something and I needed a space and substance. So, and I want everyone to be able to share in food. I think that that is a common ground for each of us. Like, we all need it. So
exactly.
that's who I am. So, Texas girl, born and bred, but live out here, really focusing on how we can change the world through food.
Well, I love it. And I loved how you talked about you're an explorer, because I've always felt that way too. My husband calls me a gypsy. He says, all you're ever doing is you're on the road, you're doing something. And I said, well, that's my life. I'm like, life is so short. And I'm like, I want to live it to the best I can.
Sure.
I can do it. And so my whole life, it's always been that way. And people laugh. They're like, you're always doing something. And I said, why not? We should all be doing something. We should all be exploring like that. And so I really love that you're sharing that with us. And, food, well, who doesn't love food? So this is going to be absolutely great. And I had the opportunity, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago to you before our show, that I went to your website and I'm like, wow, this is ingenious. I love the things that you're doing now, because you're not just incorporating what you've learned through your food, and your love of your family, and it's about friendship. So I want to dive right into what you're doing with your business, because this is kind of what our topic is going to be about today.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So I think the reason I needed to set it up with food is because that's how my current business started. So Ampersand Dinner is a leadership and networking dinner space, and we, like I said, I loved gathering people for meals and I loved talking to them about food, but it was always something missing, and that was the actual connection piece. So you can go to a restaurant right now, and how often are you actually engaged with the other people? And more times than not, I could probably imagine that you're not really engaged with a lot of other people other than maybe the person who you team with or the people you team with. And that's great for it, but I just realized that we are a culture that is missing this connection piece. And so I just continued to go into one too many networking dinners and events and said, what if we stopped talking about what we did? What if we stopped talking about our title? What if we could do something a little bit more substantive and go a little deeper in our conversation? And so I truly came home one night after a networking dinner and wrote questions and invited 3 people to a dinner. And I said, okay, here are the rules. And that was 3 years ago. And the rules have still stayed the exact same, which is no work talk and no last names. So we do that in all areas. And so it started out as networking. We've moved it into leadership and team building as well. And then we also do this for moms or I should say parents, where you actually come into the gathering space, but you can't talk about your children. Basically, I only have a very short time with everybody, and I want you to go as deep as you can and as vulnerable as you can in that amount of time. And sometimes that means you have to take away that thing that you are so easily close to, how do I say this? It's the thing that you go to, it's that, it's like when you're in a pitch, like it's so easy to talk about what you do. But let's say you go into a family setting and they might not know what you do, but so you talk about family members instead. So if we just take away that common space and have us kind of be a little bit more vulnerable, people actually have a better time connecting with each other.
I think that's brilliant, because I think that's what we need to do again, is just that reconnection of stuff. And you don't just do this in California. You do these events all over, correct?
I do. We just got back on Thursday from Fort Worth, Texas. We have been in Denver and Raleigh, North Carolina, just this month alone. I guess it's September now, so I should say August. In August alone. But yeah, we do them all over. Yeah, they're fantastic.
So tell us, because people are probably now, Oh, sorry. I was going to say. So tell us. So they're thinking, okay, well, what does she mean by these networking team dinners, team building? Can you kind of talk us through kind of how you set up an event and how it works for anybody that perhaps would love to get you to do this for them?
Absolutely. So what happens is Ampersand will come in, and if you're wanting, like I said, there's 3 different kind of sections, but if, let's say you want a networking dinner for your team, and we're all kind of familiar with the, I would say, Chamber of Commerce kind of style. We all know that that's there to help kind of create businesses. Well, what I do is then say, okay, you have Chamber, and that's great for them, and they have that space, but I want to go a little bit deeper in these conversations and connections so that you can have a better business. And you call Ampersand, or you get a hold of us through our email, and I will have a phone call with you for 15, 20 minutes that just says why you would want us there, who is really for. And then we create questions and have a pretty rigid formula of how we do the dinner itself. And so let's say you want this for a group of women in your town that you just really want them to connect better and continue to go deeper in these questions. We just have a 20-minute conversation and figure out the next steps. So I find the space, and we work with, we really try to push for female vendors. So that means our chef is a woman, and we really want, our alcohol sponsor, whoever is kind of helping us put on the dinner, we want them all to be women. It does not always have to be women at the table. It can be anybody there. And so then we create a ticket platform that sends it out, and anybody is invited. And then if you want us to come in and do a team building, then there's a way that you can get a hold of us, and we come into your company and we do this as a team building exercise or a dinner for leadership. So there's all these different ways, but first off, it starts with a phone call to see if we are the right fit for what it is that you're trying to do. So we always want that to be the thing, because we don't want to come in and it just be, it not be a right fit for you or for us at the end of the day.
Well, and I think that the atmosphere, it sounds really neat because, it's different. It's different than what we usually see. Somebody standing at the front of a room, you have your little tables, and you're networking that way for your business. This is something completely different. You're really getting people to engage on a different level altogether.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly. And I think there's also something about you hit the nail on the head. Like there's this, I've been to so many kind of networking dinners, but it seems very, very similar. You have this idea of, okay, well, you have a person who's going to get up and talk. So you have like that keynote speaker, or maybe you have the 90-second pitches, or I guess in some there's 30-second pitches. And I don't know anything about the business after that. I don't know who they are at the end of the day. Why would I want to work with them? And truth be told, there's nothing wrong. There's a place and time for those things. But what I am trying to do is say, but what if we asked 2 or 3 more questions or had a space to actually go a little bit deeper? Because the reality is you're going to be working with that person, not necessarily just the company, but that person. And you want to make sure that you have a good relationship with them. So I tell a lot of people, this is a great way to actually collaborate and know how to go through those collaborations together, because collaborations are not easy, and we need to learn a little bit more about each other. Just like how you started today, you want us to talk about who I am as a person first before what I do, which is exactly what I want to do. So I love that.
And it is so important. Yeah. Because, there's so many businesses out there, but what sets you apart is who you are. And, the Divas That Care has always been about that. It's about the person and then talking about everything else. So, I love what you are doing. So tell me, what is next for your business? I see that you've got some great things happening. So you tell us what's next.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have realized that this model has been continuing to pick up, and we've seen a lot of traction. And so we are starting to train people this fall into learning how to do this and actually take it into their own cities and their own companies. So we only have 25 spots, and 5, I announced it yesterday, and 5 are already filled. So we have 20 left for our fall training. And it's a discounted price that, you know, will last you a year for the license, but you get to run these dinners in your town, connect with people. And through that, we also see that it can grow your own personal business and your own brand because you're the one reaching out to people and talking to people in your own town. So that is going to be, we'll have the first training in LA in November. And the other thing that is happening, actually, let me go back and say, and if you want to do that, there is a form on our website. If you go scroll over to, I think it's services, you just look for ampersand ambassador, and you fill out the form, and we will schedule a call with you and see if it's a right fit. And then the other thing that's happening is that we're going to go back on the road again at the end of September, early October. We'll be traveling around with a company called In Lieu. They are an incredible company that is all about giving gifts to each other. It's giving to nonprofits in lieu of gifts, physical, tangible gifts, and they do it all through an app. So let's say you wanted to give a hostess gift, but instead of a candle or whatever it may be, you're going to give to their favorite nonprofit. And so you can give through In Lieu, so we're really excited about those two things happening.
Oh, I love it. So is all your training for the people that would be interested in being a part of this program, is it always going to be in Los Angeles?
It's not. No, it's not. We are actively scheduling something on the East Coast, and then specifically Northeast Coast is what we're looking for next.
Oh, perfect. And how long is the training for people that want to be a part of it?
It's only 3 days.
Okay, well, there you go, 3 days of training. Well, that's excellent because we do definitely know a lot of individuals on the East and West Coast. So we will be putting that information hopefully through our tribe so that we can let them know about it. So thank you for sharing that.
Awesome. Well, thank you for letting me. We just want, and not even just we, I want people to realize that they have the ability to connect to more people and continue to make a difference and a huge impact in this world. And I think that this is a great way to be able to do that. And what I tell people is that this entire training is not just this, if you want to do the dinners, fantastic, but my master's is in leadership, and so I'm going to teach you leadership skills and how to lead through hospitality.
I think that's beautiful, and what a great thing to get those connections again, because I think right now a lot of people feel that they're not connected anymore, and though social media has been a fabulous thing for so many people, it's being one-on-one and getting that connection again, face-to-face, that I think really helps people in the long run.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. And you're right. Like, there is an amazing space for social media. Like, you and I can continue to connect to each other depending on where we are, but that face-to-face is just really important to have. And that, yeah, just being in that same physical space, I should say.
That's wonderful. So is there anything that you can share with our listeners today that could help, inspire and empower them in their current businesses or in any part of their life?
No. I think to lead with intention every single day, and that looks different to everybody, but to go into your business, even if you are a solopreneur and you're by yourself, lead with intention and continue to ask yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? And then how are you personally able to make an impact today? And the impact doesn't have to be, let me be widespread, but the impact is just maybe cooking dinner for your family. That's a huge thing. That is huge. Or cooking or caring for yourself. And that's what I think we need to do, is to lead by intention, like I said.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. That was perfect. I love that ending.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I'm so excited to know you and to be able to have this space to talk to all of your listeners. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. And we're really excited. And I hope that you join the Changemakers Cafe also, where you can network with all those amazing women that have been guests on the Divas That Care and our listeners. So I hope that you join that. And, I thank you again so much for being my guest.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, and have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you so much. And we'll definitely have you back on this program to share some more exciting things that are happening in your life.
Thanks.
And I want to thank you to for all of you that have tuned into the Divas That Care podcast. It's because of you that, as I said, we've been doing this for 9 years, and we love that we have these amazing guests on our program, and you've been very supportive of them for the last 9 years. I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I am very grateful to not just our guests, but to you. And I hope that, you all have an amazing day. Make sure that you share all these podcasts with your friends and family, because these women, we want to support them in any way we can. We love what they're doing. They're inspirational, they're empowering, and they are the Divas That Care. So make sure that you check them out on the iTunes and at divasthatcare.com. So until next time, everyone, hope you have a fantastic day and that you do something kind for somebody out there. Bye-bye, everybody.